I was speaking at a dietetics conference a few years ago, and when I arrived, I was informed that the National Sugar Confectioners Association sponsored my talk. At Healthy Steps Nutrition, one of our core 3 principles is limit the amount of added sugar. To say I was pissed was an understatement. Recently, I got an email from a doctor, and he was downplaying the association between sugar, obesity, and diabetes. But it gave me a little bit of a red flag. I was wondering, what is going on here? So I did a quick search of this doctor and found out that he is on the board of a few different big food and beverage companies. He also is a professor at a university that has a lot of funding from those food and beverage companies. He financially benefits from these companies through the research that he's doing, and they benefit because he's downplaying the association between their food products and chronic disease. I share these stories because how many people would have listened to that video, thought, oh, this is awesome, and take it at surface level because he's a medical doctor. If we need to check people with credentials, why are we not fact-checking people on social media with a six-pack or an Instagram influencer when they're talking about food and nutrition recommendations? We need to learn how to spot some red flags as it relates to nutrition, health, and wellness, and filter out information so that you can decipher what is a myth and what is a fact. In this video, I'm going to talk about a few simple tips and how I look at red flags. If someone is talking about the absolutes, you can't have a certain macronutrient or a certain food group, or don't eat this, or this food is terrible for you and will kill you, that makes me a little bit alarmed. We don't want to look in the absolute saying, yes, you always have to have this, or no, you absolutely can't, related to your nutrition, health, and wellness. Second red flag, if someone is telling you to replace a food or a meal with a supplement. Supplements are meant to supplement, not replace the food that you're eating. If we're replacing the food that we're eating, we're not going to be getting all of the nutrients, the vitamins, the minerals, the fiber, all of the natural sources of good in those specific foods. This third tip sounds a little bit cheesy and silly, but if it's too good to be true, start looking at the facts. If you are unsure about certain things, go ahead and bring it to your coach. We want to help you sort the fiction from the facts. There's not a perfect diet or a one-size-fits-all model for health, wellness, and nutrition. It sounds corrupt, but you almost have to start digging and follow the money. That doctor gets money for his research from the food and beverage companies. People that are pushing supplements likely are getting money from those supplement sales. There was a movie that came out a few years ago that talked about performance related to a vegan diet. And one of the main financial investors in that movie owned a vegan supplement company. Do you think that he benefited by more people eating vegan? Probably. Now, am I saying vegan's bad? No. It's great for us to have more fruits and vegetables in our diet, but that's an absolute. We don't need to go so extreme to become the best and healthiest versions of ourselves. The internet is filled with so much information and it can be overwhelming. So what you need to do is do your research and ask your coach. We are here to help and support you every step of the way.